To those that live in Italy, how is the situation right now with coronavirus and lockdown? I'm a final year medic and I'm graduating on Thursday over Skype. Can you update us how that will go through? Are you going to wear the graduation robe and stand in front of your webcam? Is the certificate scroll acceptance going to be symbolized by you pressing F or any other alphabetical key on the keyboard? Is the valedictorian still going to give speech through Skype? Graduations in Italy work different to normal graduations. So normally how it's supposed to go is it's an exam in theory. Since you walk in after writing your thesis and present that to a panel of your professors. They then deliberate and you're given a score out of 8 or 9 depending on your uni and your average. To add up to a final total out of 110, and then you wear this wreath on your head, take photos with the family and have your party, etc, etc. The certificate itself comes from Rome I think, and I have to collect it at a later date. What's different now is I present my thesis in my dorm room with no family members visiting, with no celebration after. Not sure what a valedictorian is. I live in the heart of the Lombardy region. All my family has it and my granduncle died. People just stay home and that's it. There is not much to do and shops are closed. You can hear ambulances all day and night. My uncle is in the hospital with a high fever. His wife got it as well, but she is home as her symptoms are milder. My cousin is taking care of her and miraculously she is fine. However, her grandpa died and she couldn't even go to visit him. Her grandma is sick as well and she can't see her either, and she can't see her dad. Hospitals are closed. The available hospital beds in intensive care have run out and doctors are making tough choices for who to try to save, which is terrifying considering most of my family is old and they might not get a bed. Doctors are overworked and tired, and since I know many people that work in the hospital, they are sharing with me these gruesome pics of people recovered in the intensive care unit. They are intubated and it just is a sad view. People keep saying it's just a flu. Yes, sure, but a flu without having had a vaccine can be quite dangerous. The youngest person I know that has it, he is in his 40s and has had 40 degrees Celsius temperature for 2 weeks straight and counting. Don't catch it, it's really not fun even if your immune system is strong. Trust me on this, I have seen the repercussion on my family firsthand. No church is open or public event is held. Since Italy is primarily populated by old people, we are used to see the streets being empty and everything being quiet. Right now is just quieter. They couldn't even hold the funeral for her grandpa. My grandma woke up sick and I truly hope she has something else. So many people in my city have it and yet they keep going around the city and spreading it. Incredible. Some people go to the supermarket and get out of it with tons of food so that they don't need to go shopping again. Others, like my grandma, go every day because how else is she going to get fresh bread? Luckily we have convinced her that she cannot go anymore and she said from tomorrow she won't leave the house. Just this Sunday she had to go to church to confess. The town priest has been taken to the hospital today because he catched coronavirus and he is in critical conditions. I wonder how this death count will go up now that the hospitals are overfilled. Rumor has it that my cousin's grandma got it because she was in the hospital being treated because she broke her back, but I can't be sure about this, so this is just our personal speculation based on no real evidence, so don't take my word for it. Right now I'm in my office in Tuscany, 20 miles away from my home. This morning at 7 a.m. we hadn't any problem moving around, but I don't know how things will evolve outside my workplace. There are a lot of different informations about what you can and what you can't do from all the media, so I'm here hoping to not getting sick and still be capable at least to move to home tonight and maybe came back to work in the next days. Some say life goes on like always, others say everything is compromised. I'm just here, waiting for things to develop. I have friends in northern Italy quarantined in their homes, my mum in hospital working with face masks and generally people freaking out. They say grocery shopping will be guaranteed, so overall I'm not even worried about it. Maybe is the chance to have some days off and enjoy my home and some games. Unrequested update, is 6 p.m, while working we got a document to show to police officers if we get stopped while going from a comune, something like US municipalities, to another. In this document we declare who we are and why we aren't in our home. You can move by car/bike/whatever if you have to meet your family, older people who need care, children and so on, or go to work. Every other reason is forbidden. Right now you still can go around the commune where you live without almost any problem, you only have to keep distance from people around you. Traffic is quite low, compared to last week for example, but people still do their things. A lot of non-fundamental services are closed but you can still go to a pharmacy, hospital, gas stations and big workplaces like industries. Social life is paused, almost everything else is still active in my life. I am a doctor who works at one of the largest hospitals in Rome. The situation seems much worse than reported in the news. We are scared, but we continue to go to work for a sense of responsibility by turning. We do not have suitable safeguards for our protection, such as FFP3 masks. US doc here. How are you guys responding to non-COVID problems? If so many resources are being allocated to this virus, I have to wonder if you guys are seeing a spike in mortality from things that are usually easily treated, i.e. cholecystitis, appendicitis, etc. Are you trying to do more temporizing measures such as 4 antibiotics and percutaneous drainage tubes rather than doing full surgeries at this point in time? Only emergency treatment is guaranteed. I know for certain that in northern Italy entire hospitals have been completely dedicated to the COVID emergency, but in Rome we are not yet in this situation. Right now we are simply postponing what is able to be postponed. Why did it get so bad in Italy, anyway? It seems so disproportionate and random that Italy of all places got slammed by this disease. A few factors were against Italy that made it such a hotbed. It is a massive tourist destination. Italy has one of the largest tourist industries in the world, ranked 5 by number of visits in 2018. It attracts food tourists, its wine regions are popular, it has stunning beaches, and then we have the cultural aspect, whether that's the Roman ruins or medieval or Renaissance architecture. This means that Italy was pretty much sure of getting some people who were infected. Once the infection started, Italy has another key factor. It has one of the oldest populations on Earth, 5th, 3rd if we don't count tiny places like Monaco or St. Miquelon. This means that it is extremely sensitive to an infection that disproportionately affects the elderly. For a benchmark, the median age in Italy is 7 years older than the US. As such, the amount of people who will die/require medical attention for this disease is higher. Italy's response following initial infection was one of the most comprehensive and aggressive of any nation outside of Asia, if not the most. This means massive amounts of testing. As such, the numbers are a relatively accurate representation of the actual rate of sickness in the country. Places like the US could very well have as many, if not more, people currently ill with coronavirus. But no one knows. Some countries seem to be applying a strategy that I'd call I can't hear you, which is extremely effective at keeping the reported number of confirmed cases down, but doesn't necessarily do much to deal with the actual number of people infected. I'm a university student, and since last week we have been doing lessons via Microsoft Teams or Google Classrooms. I don't really like these methods, but it's the only alternative, so there's a fair amount of psychosis between a big chunk of the population. Supermarkets have been raided overnight. We are advised to not leave our houses unless it's necessary, but you can fill a form on your own to certify that you need to go to work, so basically everyone is running around without a real examination of that form because literally anyone can do that. The only thing that has been really impacted by this is nightlife and sports, since every league of every sport is suspended until April. High school student here. Schools are simply closed and the TV is full of ads about washing your hands and avoid contact with other people. Edit, I forgot to say that each morning we have approximately 3 hours of video lessons from our laptop. If you like the content, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the like button.